Okay guys, welcome back! So, last videos we did piano, bass and, basic drum groove. And in the meantime, I was, listening to the groove and kinda wanted to use some different samples, and sample selection is really something that takes a lot of time. It's really quite boring to watch. You probably know this. So Production Music Live has a lot of really cool house music related, techno related sample packs, and Deep Premium 1 to 5 is probably the best pack or the best packs for this kind of music. So what I did is, I was looking for some really cool samples I wanted to use, and I have this kick drum, which sounds a little cleaner to me. So let's replace our old kick drum with this one. Then we have another clap, which has a little bit more grit to it. Whoops. But I wanted to layer it, so let's just put it there. There we have our rim shot, and we have a really cool crash. Has some low frequencies, but let's get rid of those and put the crash here. Important thing is, if you go to the settings, press Command and the, what is it called? The semicolon symbol. You'll find that, there are a lot of stuff, but I have like warping long samples is turned off, but short samples are turned on. And sometimes, it detects short samples and, doesn't warp them, but sometimes it does. So make sure to unwarp samples, especially drum samples. And this is pretty loud, so turn down the mixer. And as you can see, there's a lot of low stuff, so let's get rid of the first place. So this is our drum rack right now. I wanted to add the second clap. Okay, so let's talk about what we can do here. So I felt like with the rim shot, no, that's not the rim shot, let's call it rim shot. There's a really cool control you can use. That's, those are simplers and they have controls, and you have this little thing here, random to pan. And it does pan your sound left and right by random each time you trigger a note. So if you listen to it without, and you need headphones for that or really good speakers where you can hear what's left and what's right. That's nothing, but now listen to it. It kind of gets stereo, it gets weird, and it had not a single place, and I really like it for those kind of elements. So, and at this point, pretty much what I do is add top loops I really like, and I searched for some, and I found really cool stuff because there's some shaker stuff missing, so we have this little shaker loop here. That's from the shaker sample pack. Really good stuff. They have like so many shakers. It's insane, man. Probably need to turn it down, just to support the groove as kind of a high frequency layer in the back. And then while I was searching for samples, I found this one. Those high frequency rights, or what it is, really got me. So let's add this one as well. And this is like, I always address this whenever I'm doing some kind of course, some kind of video tutorial, whatever. It doesn't matter if you use loops. It doesn't matter, especially if you're using drum loops. Like, that's something everybody does, but it doesn't matter if you use melodic loops as well. It always comes down to what you do with it. Even if you just take 3 loops, like a drum loop, a bass loop, and a melodic loop, and call it a day, well, okay, you probably won't be the most unique producer out there, but at least you have something to work with, and it all comes down to taste. So nobody will ever do the same song as you as long as he's not copying stuff, you know. But it all comes down to taste. Even if you mix something, it gives you a whole different perspective on things. So, you know, make sure to get over your ego and think you need to do all stuff by yourself. I like to, you know, lay down the basic groove and ideas, and when I'm out of ideas, I just go through top loops and stuff. Then, you know, it's basically your own thing. Okay, what I like to do then is, you know, everybody has white noise. Attention, it's getting loud. It's getting really loud. You know, white noise acts like a sandbox if you want it, because it's all frequencies at once. And that's pretty much amazing, because what you can do with it, you can do everything you want with it. So let's turn down the gain. I like to use white noise as kind of a rhythmic element. With white noise, you can easily create some cool grooves with it. You know, you can do hi-hats with it, but you can also just kind of... And if you listen to it, probably too loud. And also, if you listen to EDM music, like really hard festival stuff, they have white noise as kind of a emulation in the drop when, you know, those steam cannons and this festival crowd, when they really cheer, that's noise, that's shh, and they emulate that by using white noise. So we do like the same trick. And because we have all those low frequencies, we just cut them away. Yeah. So let's talk about the claps for a second. Drag and drop those into a new group. You can even group in the drum rack, and that's pretty amazing because it gives you so much control. Let's make this clap a little bit more lo-fi. Let's take the Redux tool and just drag and drop it onto the clap. Reduce the dry and wet. And we can already see here a lot of low frequencies, so let's get rid of them. I just drag and drop it with pressing Alt, so I'm copying the EQ8 here. Now let's get rid of this. Now maybe some compression to bring those two together. Glue compressor for this. And mix it together. I like this. I like to use the glue compressor in parallel because it kind of gives you a cool, transient, snappy sound. With the dry and wet, you can just easily mix it together, so you have the best of both worlds. Now just a little reverb. Okay, let's listen to what we did. A little more lo-fi. Okay, so those drums are sounding pretty hi-fi right now. A sec for the clap. But we're going to deal with that in the later section when we're going to talk about how to achieve that really lo-fi sound with the drums. For the next video, I wanted to talk about a top melody for the piano, and we will discover how to create that lo-fi house drum sound in a later video. So make sure to watch that as well. Cheers.